Let's talk a little bit about Rhaenys' escape from the Dragon's Pit in episode 9.
So dumb.
This isn't in the books, so you can't say, oh, well, we had to force it. It's from the books. So they purposely made this scene for the series. And from like top to bottom, it doesn't make any sense what she's doing and like her end motivation besides I'm escaping. Now, if you say she's escaping, that makes sense. Other than that, every other decision she makes and then decisions she makes afterwards on Dragonstone does not make sense at all. Like, I'm just kind of confused. Like, what the hell? Are people even...
Yeah.
Am I on crazy pills over here? I feel like I'm the Mugatu. Like a little clip is going on.
You are the Mugatu, if that is true.
Thank you.
Yes, and that is a compliment. Dude, yeah, it is ridiculous. I don't know what she's thinking in the situation, and it's weird because throughout the rest of the series, it's kind of like the Otto one we did. It's kind of out of character because she is one of the smarter characters in the show, you know? She got denied the kingship, whatever you want to say, like the ruler of the Iron Throne, but that doesn't mean she's not the person who maybe would have done a better job on the Iron Throne. She's definitely very smart. She's calculating throughout this whole show. She knows her place, not to overstep her bounds and, you know, put herself or her family in danger. This is just the opposite of that. This is the total fucking opposite of that. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, that giant brain back there,
I know,
is failing in this moment.
So the idea is get the dragon, get the hell out of there. Gotcha. That makes sense, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
If they would have showed us a scene where the gates of like the exit where the Dragon's Pit is totally closed off and there's no way to get out, that would make more sense that she has to escape somehow, but they don't. So they just have her underneath, break up upward. So her plan was to get the dragon. Now this might be her plan. Let's make a scene and do a show of force, and I'm going to kill Aegon right there. But she then doesn't kill Aegon. And then when she gets back to Dragonstone, she's like, we have to join the war, even though she thought it wasn't her choice to start the war. Even though she could, like, it just, my brain just like, Rhaenys, you could have been a war hero. You could have just destroyed all the Greens in one shot and said, listen, no one is going to go against my cousin's wishes that Rhaenyra and then her blood, right? With the,
I mean, Corlys too, but yeah.
Right, Laenor's blood, quote unquote, Laenor's blood, gets on the throne then through it. But it just doesn't make sense. I'm like, oh, Rhaenys, and you killed so many people. Now people have a motivation to go after you guys in King's Landing.
It's a united rally against them now. It's ridiculous. I don't think that she was deliberating either. You know, there's that like chance that maybe she busted up through there because she wasn't like 100% sure if she wanted to kill Aegon or not, or, you know, I guess all of Team Green. And she wanted to be in that moment to like see like, okay, do I want to do that? First of all, that's a big like price to pay for like I'm not sure moment. All those lives in King's Landing kind of shows what she thinks of the peasants. But even if that's not the case, which I don't think it is, I don't think she was deliberating. I think she knew that she was never going to kill any of them, and it was just going to be a show of force. If you look at her demeanor when she goes up there, it's very stoic. It's very like true to her intentions. I think you're right the first time. She just wanted to make a show, and I don't think there's any other way. Because, dude, come on. What could that dragon pit be blocked off with? We've seen the entrance to that thing. It is massive. And what? Like the kids, you know, Aemond and Aegon's dragons, are they just not there right now? Off somewhere else so they don't get trapped in there as well? I mean, that actually is a good question for even this. She went down there, like, what's up with those dragons? They just stayed put where this whole thing was happening?
Yeah, they're just chilling. They're like, yeah, whatever.
I guess they don't give two shits.
Yeah, well, okay, so, but if this was Daemon, I do think it'd be kind of badass. Now, I don't think that's a double standard in saying that's a man versus woman thing. Everything we've learned of Daemon up until this point is he really doesn't care about the peasants, right? He doesn't care. He cares about his power. Rhaenys, on the other hand, claims that she's more of a honor-bound person and believes she'd be better than the men that rule her currently.
So far, up until this point.
Well, at least we didn't see her challenged in any way, but finally we see her challenged in doing so, and when she could maybe leave King's Landing without like basically just they could see the dragon, that'd be the only trace of her leaving, plus she's not there. She decides to commit the biggest act of, I don't know, genocide we've seen.
Big T, capital T, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what the motivation was, and honestly, I mean, the writers, man, like, come on, what were you thinking when you made this scene, dude? You kind of it's almost character assassination for her. It's not.
I'm gonna say this episode 9 might have the biggest, like the most amount of 0 IQ moments, and in other videos I think we're gonna go into more of them, especially our little bald boy that can't fucking figure out a lie to save his life earlier on in this episode, right? So yeah, this episode might be the worst episode by far, but we love this show, and that's the reason why this moment, like right here, just stands out in contrast to all the other scenes.
Yes, it totally does. Okay, listen, benefit of the doubt. This is the one situation, maybe there was some crazy shit going on down below in the dragon pit because, you know, Team Green wanted those dragons under lock and key. I think they even made a mention of that or something, like the dragon pits need to be secure. So maybe she went down there and something spooked this dragon and kind of, I mean, we see like Vhagar, you know, is not totally controlled by Aemond. Maybe this thing busted up here against her will or without her, you know, will at all taken into consideration. And then she got up there and she's so embarrassed by the situation, like shit, she's had to keep that stoic face. Yeah, totally intentional. And then we get this long, drawn out, like full 2-minute sequence. The dragon roars at Team Green and then finally starts listening to her again and takes off. Like maybe that's why she was silent, because she knew it wasn't going to listen to anything she said anyway.
Okay, I don't mind that she breaks up from it as long as it's justified in a particular way. Whether, like you said,
does that justify it?
Right, if the dragon, like Vhagar, like comes after her and she can't leave through the main entrance and she has to burst to the front or the top of it, yeah, that makes more sense because her main goal is escape. And as soon as she diverts from like main goal, easiest path, and she goes to the most like resisted path plus collateral damage, it doesn't make any sense. So that's where I'm like, what the hell?
Such heavy resistance too, by like the heaviest solid stone, like who knows how many feet.
How does she live through this? How does the dragon, I feel like if I was the dragon, I'd break it with my back, right? But that's where Rhaenys is.
She is.
So where's, I don't understand the logistics of that either, and how the stone doesn't crush Rhaenys. Maybe it's that dome she has on has like, I don't know.
The crystal skull, yes. Dude, it's made out of like solid titanium. Yeah, it's
weirdest shaped head. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this and smash that like button.
Or not. We don't care.